My name is Pastor Magic, and this is the Blessed Stack, your place for a blessed Magic the Gathering experience. Welcome everyone, and thanks for tuning in. Do you remember your first game of Magic? Do you remember how well you played? Do you remember being intimidated, meeting new people, or starting a new hobby? Do you remember being overwhelmed with how many cards there were at the deck builder's disposal? All of us were beginners at some point. My first game was May 5th, 2023. I bought the Rebellion Rising Precon, showed up at my local game store, completely by myself, joined in my first commander pod, and got my butt whooped. I had done some research, but no amount of preparation would prepare me for that first game. It was fast, it was chaotic, and I had no idea what I was doing. Thankfully, the people I was playing with and the game store owners were super nice and helped me limp along through my first commander night. Even though I played poorly, I had a great time meeting new people and learning a new hobby. It's that experience, in part, that led me to start this channel, and specifically inspired the topic of this video. So here are my top 5 suggestions for new players. Number 1, just do it. The first one may seem very simple, almost too basic of a suggestion to mention. However, many people struggle in just getting started. How many times have you attempted to do something new, but the barriers of entry were just too difficult to overcome? A card game as complicated as Magic the Gathering has its own entry barriers to overcome as well. I tend to think of Magic like a game of chess. Only instead of 32 pieces, 16 for you and 16 for your opponent, there are almost 30,000 chess pieces available to everyone. Almost 30,000 individual cards. Approaching a game like Magic, even pre-con matchups, can be a very daunting task. I'm a musician. I lead the band at my church, and I'm always looking for new players. Occasionally, I'll get a weaker player or a singer who is interested in serving the Lord and their church. While I do my best to work with them on an individual basis, providing lessons, encouragement, and tips and tricks, I believe one of the best ways for that weaker player or that weaker singer to learn and to gain confidence is just to simply do it. Just to simply play or sing with us on a Sunday morning. Even the most skilled of players and singers will have hesitations. Playing with new people, playing in a new setting. I've seen so many players grow this way. Why? Because there's nothing like actually doing the thing you're trying to learn. There's nothing like hands-on experience. The same thing applies with a game like Magic. Just do it. Try it. I guarantee you those first few Magic nights at your local game store will grow you exponentially. Second, do your research. Each new set holds with it new cards, new interactions, new mechanics, and new strategies. One of my favorite tools for researching and understanding the latest set is DraftSim. DraftSim is a free website that allows you to digitally draft the new set even before the physical cards are available for play. This is a great tool to familiarize and prepare yourself for limited events like Draft and Sealed. Practice makes perfect, and DraftSim allows for free, frequent practice. As a pastor, I am frequently asked, how can we learn more about God and the Bible? One of the best ways is to just simply read the Bible and read it daily. The more we read the Bible, the more we hone our reading skills, the more we hone our critical thinking skills, the more we build our spiritual muscles. Think about it this way. If you only went to the gym once a month, Should you expect great results? Likewise, if people only come to church or read their Bibles on occasion, should we expect to gain great knowledge about God and the Scriptures? The same principle applies to all aspects of life: school, sports, careers, hobbies, and so on. A wise man once told me, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. Number 3, invest wisely. Let's face it, Magic can be an expensive hobby. If you want the best cards, you're going to pay a premium price for those pieces of cardboard. But remember just that. They're just pieces of cardboard. If you do your research, you will be able to find wonderful budget options that can mimic what the expensive cards are trying to do. Will it always be an exact match? No. But remember, you'll be getting a similar effect for less money. With a game like Magic, it's not just the cards that can be expensive, but it's the accessories as well. You can spend a lot of money trying out sleeves, deck boxes, dice, playmats, counters, tokens, and so on. There are so many options. So humbly, I want to offer a few product suggestions that have worked for me. The only sleeves that I've ever tried are Dragon Shield. They are high quality, relatively affordable, and they have a long life. I've tried out several deck boxes, and I would highly recommend anything from Gamegenic. The deck box that I use the most is the Tolarian Community College Academic XL 266. It is the perfect deck box for me. I'm extra, and I bring my own lands to limited matches. Because I love Bloomburrow so much, I purchased 17 of each type of land in foil and keep them sleeved up. I keep those lands on one side along with the current set's tokens, and on the other side it holds a commander deck just in case limited doesn't fire that night. It has drawers for dice, tokens, sleeves, or whatever you desire to carry. It really is the best deck box for my needs. As far as dice, I would recommend purchasing a set of 6-sided dice from your local game store and a handful of spin downs. That should be more than enough to get you started. Finally, in my 2 years of playing, I've only purchased 2 playmats. The first playmat matched the first pre-con I ever purchased, and the second is my Nazgul playmat. If you're into collecting playmats, go for it. But remember, a playmat is more for function than for fashion. If you're trying to do Magic on a budget, find a playmat you really like and stick with it. 4. Social barriers. For me, the best part about Magic is the gathering. But for others, that may be the most daunting part. It may be that social interaction that intimidates you the most. To that person, let me encourage you with this. The vast majority of my in-person games have been enjoyable, educational, and encouraging. Even in the very beginning, when I missed all of my triggers, attacked and blocked poorly, and played ill-timed cards, the people I played with were more than happy to help me along. For established players, let me encourage you to do your best in helping new players feel welcomed. Talk with them, help them learn the game, answer their questions, and no matter how simple or silly that question may be, never judge them for not knowing a basic principle. Remember, all of us were new to Magic at some point. Have fun, and remember that it's just a game. Above all, Magic is a hobby that holds no eternal value. If a game isn't going your way, there's always the next game. If one of your opponents is mouthing off, don't take it personally. Find a new pod and play the next game. Have fun. Don't worry about winning because you most likely won't, especially in the beginning. It wasn't until several months in that I finally obtained my first win. And even then, it was one of my opponents very graciously walking me through the game-winning play. Of course, it feels good to win. And the more I've played, the more competitive I've become. But it also feels good to lose respectfully, to learn from your opponents, and to learn from your mistakes. Number 5, support your local game store. If it wasn't for my local game store hosting Friday Night Magic and Commander Nights, I wouldn't be a part of this great community. As the professor says with Tolarian Community College, when you can and when it is reasonable to do so, buy from your local game store. After all, you can't play Magic at Walmart. Get to know the owners, become a regular player, and encourage the owners and your opponents every step of the way. Thank you all so much for tuning into this second video. I so much appreciate your support and any feedback that you want to give. And with that said, I want to hear from you. What are your tips for new players? How would you encourage them? What would you suggest that they purchase? Where would you have them start in this journey of Magic the Gathering? Thanks again for joining in. Have a blessed day.